Hi, I'm Amanda, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you some of the top websites you can use to compare credit cards. So, if you're looking to open up a new credit card, it's important to do your research. You don't want to just open up any credit card and apply for anything because it really depends on your specific situation, which card is best for you. So, maybe you're looking for certain types of rewards, or maybe you want something with a lower interest rate. It makes it really important to do your research to find a card that's best tailored to your situation, and also something that you can confidently apply for because some have different requirements when it comes to credit scores and things of that nature. So it's important to do your research. So I'd recommend doing a lot of research online. I know I did that when I last applied for a credit card. I did a lot of research online before applying because I wanted to make sure that I was getting the best thing for me. Because something could be the best choice for one person, but not the best for the other. So it really just depends. So there are a lot of different sites out there that you can use that are helpful resources when you're researching credit cards. So I'm going to be showing you some of these. The thing about these sites, when you're looking for a site to use to compare credit cards, you really want something that lets you filter down to see different categories. Because there are a wide range of categories, such as like travel cards or secured cards, things like that. So you want something that lets you narrow it down. And then ideally, you want something that develops like a score for each card and makes like the methodology clear also. You want to know kind of how they develop that score. So it's helpful to see like what each editorial team decided. That can give you an idea of how reputable a card is. And then also reviews are helpful too. So in addition to the score, sometimes you want to read full reviews. So those are the kind of the basics that you want to look for, is something that really lets you filter down your options, and then something that has ratings and reviews. But while there are quite a few of these kind of sites out there, some do have different features. And really, I would recommend using a combination of these sites because there's not really one that does everything. It's more like they all do some things and sites do other things. So I'd recommend using several different sites. So I'm going to go through some of these websites briefly just to show you kind of how they work and how you can use them. So the first site I'm going to show you is Best Money. So when you go onto Best Money, you will see that they have information about a lot of different personal finance topics, not just credit cards, but credit cards are one of them. So they do have different categories you can filter through, which is really helpful. They have like their R Best, which is like their top list, cash back, balance transfer, travel, rewards, no annual fee, and 0% APR. So this really helps you kind of narrow it down. For example, I'll click on cashback and then it gives you the cashback cards. And the thing too is that they have a score for each card. And they tell you how they develop that score. So they take these three components, which is popularity, the number of clicks each brand got in the last 7 days, brand reputation, and then also the features and benefits of each card. So Best Money really lets you see kind of just at a glance the rewards rates, the recommended credit score that you should have before applying, and all of that. So it is really helpful. And then you can click here and get directed to the actual site if you want to apply. But before doing that, I would definitely recommend visiting multiple sites. The thing about Best Money is they do also have reviews for some of their cards. They don't have it for like everything, but they do have it for some of the top cards. So in addition to the scores, you can read through and really get an in-depth look at like who the card is best suitable for, how the rewards work, how the application process works, what the security is like. So it is helpful to read through those if a review is available for your card. And then they also just have kind of this article library that kind of gives you different topics about credit cards, just general topics that you can read through to just learn more about credit cards in general. So I would recommend looking at that also. So that's kind of how Best Money works. Next, I'm going to show you NerdWallet. This is a pretty popular site. You may have already heard of it, but it's similar to Best Money. They cover a lot of different topics, one of those being credit cards. So they do have it to where they have like their best credit card list, and then you can filter through cash back, balance transfer, travel, sign up bonus, cards for college students, secured cards, and then you can get even more specific with like like your credit score, if you want it for travel, airlines, hotels, cash back, gas, groceries, all of that kind of stuff. So you can get really specific with it if you want to. So they also have ratings, which they develop. They say it takes into account the type of card, the card's rates, fees, rewards, and other features. So they are transparent there in how they came up with that. Again, similar to Best Money, this kind of gives you a quick overview of kind of the rewards rates, your recommended credit score. And then they do have reviews for several cards also. So you can read through this and really get an in-depth look at the card. So I would definitely recommend doing that if there's a specific card that you're interested in. And then the other things about NerdWallet is they do have some like additional features. They have like this comparison feature, so you can do like side by side rankings of like 3 different credit cards at once to kind of see how they stack up against each other, which features they have, which features they don't have. So that's just something that I would recommend if you're kind of narrowing down your list. I would take a look at that. They also have credit card calculators. So these can help you kind of figure, like they have a calculator for like balance transfer savings and also credit card interest. So you can figure those kind of numbers also. And then they have a feature you can use to get a card recommendation. So you can take a quiz here if you want a specific recommendation that meets your situation. So that's kind of how NerdWallet is set up. The next site I want to show you is Wallet Hub. This is also a very thorough site. It covers like credit cards, loans, and banking, but it's mainly known for credit cards. So you can compare credit cards. You can apply like multiple filters at a time if you want, which is really helpful. Like you can look at like the type of credit you have, kind of what you want if you want rewards, no annual fee, the card network you're looking at, balance transfer fee, if it's a secured card, unsecured card, all those kind of things. So it is really helpful in kind of getting a really narrow list, which is useful, especially because Wallet Hub covers like a ton of different cards. They say they compared over 1,500 different cards. So it can be kind of overwhelming, but fortunately they do let you narrow it down and get pretty specific with it. So something that's kind of unique about Wallet Hub is they do have a lot of user reviews. So you can look here and kind of see what people thought about the card. They give it a score out of 5 and then write something about it. So that can be helpful, but I also wouldn't like blindly trust that because there's no way to tell like if all these people actually have the card or not. They do have an editor's review also, which can be helpful. So you can read through that and get kind of a look at the pros and cons and what the editorial team thinks about it, what they liked about it, what they didn't like, all of that. So I would totally recommend doing that also. And then they do have some features here like Card Advisor. Similar to NerdWallet, they have this quiz you can take to kind of get a personalized card recommendation if you want to take a look at that. And then they do have a payoff calculator also to kind of get an idea of how long it will take you to pay off your credit card balance. So yeah, those are kind of the tools that Wallet Hub has. So the next site is the Points Guy. This one's a little different because it is more niche. It's more related specifically to travel credit cards, so cards that have travel-related rewards. But you can use it to research all different types of credit cards, not just travel cards. So if you want to look at other cards, you can do that too. But it does have a lot of features specific to travel. So you can click here, like best overall cards, and then browse by category. So travel, airline, cashback, hotel, no annual fee, things like that. And then even within travel, you can get even more specific. So airline, airport, lounge access, hotel, global entry, no foreign fee. So you can get very specific even within the category of travel cards. So that is pretty helpful. So this site is really good if you're looking for travel cards. It does have like some categories are like missing from this, like you can't like easily filter to see cards for like students or secured cards. That's not really a thing on this site because it is more geared toward travel. But yeah, you can look at things even if you don't need it for travel purposes really. But yeah, within their credit card information, they do have like they do have reviews. Um, so you can click here and really get an idea of what the editorial team thinks about each card, kind of the pros and cons, how the rewards work, all of that. So I'd recommend that. And then they do have a few helpful tools here in the tools section. They have an updated guide to show you like how much each point is worth, how much the credit card points are worth in cents. So you can look at like the different programs, um, different airline points, hotel points, all of that, and get kind of an up to date guide on what those are worth, really. Um, they also have a card match feature, which I wanted to show you. This is similar to those on some other sites. It's like a recommendation quiz, really. So you just pick like kind of what you want to use your card for and what kind of features you're looking at. And it'll show you cards that best fit your situation. So lastly, I wanted to show you Finder. This is another site that it covers a wide range of financial topics like banking, credit cards, loans, investing. But we're going to focus on cards here. So they have it to where you can compare several cards. You can do a side by side comparison, which is helpful. You can do up to 4 at once. Um, and yeah, you get a quick look at the card. They do give it a score out of 10. So when you click at that on that, you can kind of see their methodology. It's all data driven. They look at if the card offers rewards, if it has an annual fee, and what the APR is. So that's kind of how they score each card. And then some of the cards do have detailed reviews also, kind of showing you what they like about the card, where the card falls short, and like, yeah, really just kind of what they think about it, Q&A about the company. So yeah, that is pretty helpful, and I would recommend that also. So the thing when you're looking for cards on Finder's site, you can really narrow it down. They have some categories that like some of the other sites don't have, like cards for teens. So you can look at that, like cards that can help to build like your child's credit score. Um, and then also like a big thing is crypto cards with them. So they have a lot of information about cards that have crypto rewards, which a lot of the other sites don't have. So this is kind of unique. And you can read through that and get an idea of what kind of crypto cards are out there, how they work, all that kind of stuff. So then Finder also does have a card recommendation quiz that you can take. It's really short, and it doesn't require you to like enter your email or anything. So it's just saying what are you looking to do with the card, what you want to earn rewards on, what your credit score is, and then you will get a couple of results here that fit your criteria. So that's kind of how Finder works. So yeah, so all of these sites are really useful in helping you research credit cards and seeing what's out there and comparing them. So yeah, I would definitely recommend visiting all of these. Really, I wouldn't rely too heavily on any one site because they all have valuable information and they all have different features. So I would totally visit more than one site to kind of get an idea of how the reviews are looking across the different sites, and also see if like certain sites may have some cards available, whereas other sites may not show you the same cards. So it gives you a better idea of kind of what's on the market and what kind of reviews the cards are getting if you look at multiple sites. So these are some of the best sites that I found out there, but there are definitely a lot more that you can use in your research. So I hope this helps you in your search for a new credit card. Thank you.